Welcome to a walking tour of Don Carter State Park Campground. In Gainesville, Georgia. We will just tell you a little bit about the campground and also show you the entire campground as we walk through.
Mm-hmm.
See here, it says RV campground to the left, but some of the sites are confusing, so depending on how big your rig is and what number you're at, you may want to continue down this road and go in the next entrance. We are in site number 38, and we go down to the next entrance.
Well, when some of us remember.
When we remember. Down there is the Campground Playground. It's only for the campground and the cottage people.
Mm-hmm.
So
there are other playgrounds.
Yeah, there are other playgrounds
at the park.
Exactly.
But
I think
that's not for day. I mean,
day use.
Yeah, you don't have to.
The campground.
You can go there if you're camping, but
that's true. Yeah. But the campground is behind a second gate.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the sign. 1 through 18, definitely all 1 through 18 is this way, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. And we're here in March.
This is
March.
Recording
22nd.
date. Yeah, the recording date is March 23rd, actually.
Oh, 22nd, right.
Yesterday was the 22nd.
That's right. But the weather here, just so people kind of know, so late March,
mm-hmm.
It's fairly chilly at night, right at freezing temperatures.
Yeah, pretty close.
Which that will vary, but it's also really windy here
mm-hmm.
in March, and there have been a lot of trees that have fallen, which makes me nervous.
Yeah, you'll see some of that.
Yeah, when we were here last time, we actually heard a huge tree fall,
mm-hmm.
and you can see, lots of fallen trees in the woodsin.
They don't really clear them out when they fall. If they fall over the road, they clear them out, of course. But. Right.
The hiking trails too. They're doing a really good job of keeping them maintained, but there are a lot of fallen trees.
Right.
They've fallen, but they've cut away, so you can still walk. But the trees are still there. Big ones.
So, as you can see, the road is paved.
Mm-hmm.
All the sites are paved.
This is a pretty new park, right?
Yeah, I think it's only a little over a year old now, right? The campground?
Maybe, yeah.
I think it was February of last year.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
That it opened.
Right.
Now, we've stayed in a lot of parks, and this one is different as far as the way that the campground sites are set up.
Yeah.
They're kind of they're not in any way that you would expect. Some of them are pull-throughs that are kind of alongside each other, but they
right here.
Yeah, they go behind. We'll show you as we come back around. And then others are just backed in right next to a pull-through, or it's just kind of odd.
Mm-hmm.
You can see all the trees that are down here.
Yeah.
And you can also probably see the lake through the trees.
We'll
show you
Lake Lanier / the Chattahoochee River.
That's right. And we'll show you some of the sites. We think that the best site here is number 7.
Yeah.
And
number 7.
We'll show you that because it's private.
Why didn't we get 7 this time?
It wasn't available. Oh. So this campground, until it was September of 2018, they started site reservable sites.
Mm-hmm.
Before, you just made a reservation and you came and picked a site while you were here, which that was nice because we came and we chose one and then we chose another.
Yeah, because once you get here, then you can kind of see this one's on the lake, and it's more private. It's hard to tell that on the map.
But now you pick it on reserveamerica.com.
Mm-hmm. Love Reserve America.
Yeah, it's good. It may not be the best site ever, but it's great.
It's super convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And this campground overall, I would say, has been really quiet.
Yeah.
Even when it's full, it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. Now you should be able to see the site numbers. That was 3.
Yeah, we stayed at 4, right?
Right. We were there for a couple of days and then we moved to number 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see those are both back-in sites. And then you have sites on the other side here, 8 is a back-in, but then 9 is a pull-through right there next to it. Over here, 5 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Because it's a pull-through.
And you got a beautiful view of
you can see the lake through the trees there. Something that's different that we haven't seen at any other campground that we've been to yet is at every site they have a gray water dump. So it's a hole in the ground basically, and you can empty your gray water into there, and that's just allowed.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold very much, so I wouldn't recommend leaving your gray tank open.
No.
Or just pulling it open and then walking away. But it's good. It keeps
you could,
us...
like, every day you could just kind of dump.
Yeah. Like, we have a family of 5, and it took us 7 days to fill up our black tank, so we didn't have to move for 7 days, which was nice.
Yeah.
This is site number 7, so you can see how it's off by itself. You're kind of on a peninsula, a little point thing, overlooking the lake.
And there's a hiking trail
right along there.
Down there, the Terrapin Cove trail. It's a nice little trail. Not too difficult, I would say, but pretty because it goes along the lake.
Mm-hmm. That over there is the beach area where you can swim during the summer. I imagine you could swim now if you wanted, but well, I don't know. There's no lifeguard, but I don't think there was a lifeguard in the summer either.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody. No, that was somebody at the docks over there. You remember that guy with his shirt off?
Mm-hmm.
But
so they've got like I said, a mix of back-end sites and pull-through sites.
Yeah, I would say this loop is my preferred loop.
Yeah, I agree.
There's fewer people overall, and we're introverts, so that works for us. But I guess this area was full up when we were making reservations.
Yeah, we only had, I think, 34, 35, 37, and 38 to choose from when we made our reservation. But to give you an idea, it's a good time of year to be here, and we made that reservation 1 week out, and we got 2 weeks in a row.
Full.
Yeah,
at this
Florida
time
was full.
Yeah, Florida was ridiculous in February and March. So
if you couldn't tell what we did, we went down the hill and around those numbers, and now we're coming back up, and the first one is number 13. And these, I think, are pull-ins. I don't think they go all the way through until you get to 14. But what I'll show you about, like, 15 is a pull-through, but it goes around 16, which is kind of weird.
yeah.
There's a bathhouse with laundry on each loop,
and like there's just one washer and dryer in each, right? So
I thought there was 2 in the other one.
Oh, is it in the other loop? Because this one only has 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the other bathhouse in the higher numbers loop there were 2 machines. Yeah, it looks like 14 also pulls through around 15.
It's so hard to tell, like, when you're
Yeah. Now, the other loop is a lot more confusing as far as driving through it, because if there weren't arrows painted on the ground, you wouldn't really know where you were supposed to be.
No, I still don't know where we're supposed to be at the time. It's like,
so these 2 sites, 17 and 18, are accessible sites because they're close to the, or handicap accessible sites. They're close to the bathroom, and it's pretty level to get from your site to the bathhouse. We'll see if we can
and then the dump station.
Show you this laundry before we go into the...
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the laundry room for this bathhouse. So it's nice. It's inside. Quarter operated. $1.25 per load.
And then the bathrooms are nice, like the showers are clean.
Yeah, we won't go in there just in case there's somebody there.
Because
so there's.
They are so like new. I think that's one big reason why they are. Nice, you know.
Mm-hmm. So there's 2 dump stations, or 1 dump station, but two lines.
Yeah. So
we'll show you this one, how it's set up. So they're good. Like they're
nice.
They're like sloped the right way. It's all good.
Always the case.
Yeah. There's a water hose there with the non-potable water. And then this is where the dumpsters are. I think this is the only dumpsters, or there's some by the other bathroom. We'll have to see on the remainder of this trip.
And this park, I would say, has a lot to do, like as far as you can rent kayaks, and the Chattahoochee.
Yeah, I want to point something out while we're here. If you have to dump while you're here and you're staying on this other loop, this is kind of difficult here. You come out of the dump station and that's the lane that you need to go into. So if you've got a big rig, you may have to like swing wide or go out and around.
Probably out and
figure
around
out
is the best.
Figure that out on your own.
Yeah.
So this is sites 19 through 46, but like I mentioned, if you are, let's see, we'll try to tell you what it looks like, which number you have to be above, if that even works that way,
right, yeah.
to make sense for you to go the other way. Because when you get down to the end of the roadway, it's kind of hard to make a left turn to come back up to the higher numbers. Right. I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah, this is always really difficult right
here.
It's like,
okay.
Wait, because this right here is a site.
This is a pull-through site right here that goes that way. These all come out over here, but this is the way to go to continue on past number 19. And that pavilion is for the campground, but it is right next to that pull-through site, that site's kind of up there, so it's not really there. But that is a pavilion for the campground.
It's like, wait, I think I actually pulled up in there one time thinking it was not a campsite. And see, this is another one. It's like, which, to the right or to the left? Because you can't see that arrow until you get up there.
And I think actually when we were here in August, the arrows were not there.
No, I think the arrows were here, but they're too far up.
Yeah.
It's like they should have put them back there so that you understand.
And there's no signage.
Or those of us who have a poor sense of direction would understand. Okay,
so here's where you have to make a determination. Technically, you can make a left turn. The arrows on the ground say straight or right. Technically, you can make a left turn. Like if you need to go to, I think it's site 34 and above, you can make the left turn right here.
Oh,
but if you're in a that's over here. But if you're in a bigger rig and you can't do that, then you can't do it. If you go straight here, it's going to be really difficult to make a left when you get down to the other end. We'll kind of show you that. So for the most part, what you need to do is make a right here.
But if you're like in your little car or something, you can make the left pretty easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But in a rig, not so much.
All right, and this is the other bathhouse.
With another laundry room.
With another laundry.
I'll go in there and see if it's good.
What's the verdict?
You're right, yeah.
2 machines each. 2 washers, 2 dryers. Oh, and also they have these bins in different places around. So not really sure how you're going to get your hot coals from your grill or from your fire to those. Like, unless you have a shovel, you could do that.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we still have our shovel with us or not. At this point, we've been on the road for 11 months, and yeah, we haven't used it yet. So, okay, so 24. So this is how it just kind of comes down to these. And after 26 is where the road intersects. And this is another, you probably, with most rigs, I would say, maybe, when you got down here, you could make a left to go up to the higher numbers.
You could, yeah.
But I would say if you're gonna be in site 27 or higher, it looks like that. 27 or higher, you should go down to that second entrance like we mentioned before.
Right.
Because see, that's 27 straight across from us. So it would be really difficult if you were in like a big fifth wheel to kind of back, like turn around and then back up here.
See, and this is confusing too. There's no signage to tell you which
which numbers go where.
Yeah, you kind of just have to know, I guess, because those sites are. There's just camp.
These are technically, see, the way this works, like number 30, you come to from here, but it looks like 29, you would have to come through from that other road in the middle.
Or actually, that's two different sites because it's 10.
Yeah, this is 29, and this is 30.
So 28 must be also, I don't know, confused.
But I'd say for the most part, if you're above 27, coming in the second entrance is going to be your best bet.
Yeah, I think if you have an additional vehicle, like a small one, you can have somebody come scout it out for you to see.
So now here,
another one,
so 32, it's a pull through that kind of meets up with another site, but it's got room for your second vehicle there, kind of.
Yeah.
And see, these are coming from the other direction. So, sorry, earlier you were saying that there are, you can rent kayaks, and I don't know if that's all year. Yeah, I guess it is all year. We saw somebody doing it the other day.
Yeah. They have horse trails, so if you're a horse camper person, that works. Although some of the trails have been closed because of a lot of rain here lately. But they do have like a whole horse unloading area and like a big pasture kind of looking thing. And like I said, the hiking's good. So, and rowing is big around here.
Yeah, this is really close to the Lake Lanier row house, which is where the 1996 Olympics had their rowing competition.
So here's another spot where it's like no marking.
Yeah, there's no marking to let you know that number 39 is that way.
Yeah,
above
39 through 45. I mean,
44
is there.
Yeah, 45 is there.
Yeah.
But 39 is here, and it loops around down here. But you can see this is this is a back end site. So obviously you're not going to go into it here. You're going to have to go down around the loop and then back in.
Right. Just be patient when you come here. Like I would advise getting here during the daylight hours.
Right.
Because at night it would be a lot more confusing. For sure.
Fortunately, it's all paved. And that's nice.
And good condition of roads.
Makes it navigable. And so this one, like 41 especially, can be confusing.
Oh yeah, it's so confusing.
Because it technically is at the end of the pull through for 38, but 41 is way back in there where that red truck is. So you gotta back in that whole way. And then, like I said, it's at the end of the pull through for 38.
Which was really confusing for us because we were in 38.
Right. So here we are at the Cul-De-Sac, and the lake is beyond there. And again, that trail is down there, that Terrapin Cove trail. It goes all along the lake.
Dog Creek Loop is a really good trail too. It's on the other side of the park. And it's, I would say, a steeper trail, a bit more challenging, but nice. I really like it. Part of it was closed, but the part that was open was good. It goes across a creek, Dog Creek, I'm assuming.
So we're almost to the end of the
video,
the loops, the tour of Campground at Don Carter.
How much did it cost
State
to
Park.
stay here? Do you remember? 30 something? 34?
Yeah, 34, 36. $8 a night, something like that.
Worth it. I mean, like,
It depends on if you need to be near Gainesville. We're
Yeah.
here because family's close by.
yeah. And-
Normally we wouldn't pay that amount unless we got full hookup somewhere.
Right, yeah. But the there is a good bit of stuff fairly nearby. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's 20 minutes to the Kroger
Mm-hmm.
and lots of restaurants.
Yeah.
So if you're needing that kind of convenience, it's a good one, because this is out kind of in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of like traffic
Yeah.
or anything that you can hear
Or-
near a train.
Or even if you're going to Atlanta, like if you're needing to be near Atlanta, either way
Yeah.
you're going to have to deal with traffic. So, I
Oh,
mean, this
true,
is a
yeah.
good campground out of the way,
Yeah.
but you could probably be in Atlanta in an hour and
An
15
hour,
minutes or whatever.
Yeah, hour and 15. I'd say.
Okay, so you can see this sign here says dump station straight ahead, visitor center to the left, RV sites 1 through 18 to the right. Technically, you have to turn to the right to get around to the dump station. You can't go straight across because you're not going to be lined up properly
Yeah.
to dump. So you've got to turn to the right and go around that bathhouse in order to get there. Okay, so then if you're going to leave, you just turn left out of here, and then that takes you back to the start of the video.
And you turn right to get out of the park.
Mm-hmm. I will say that this campground, this state park, requires a $5 per vehicle fee. It's
Every
a
day?
Georgia park pass. No. So
Oh.
if you're camping here, you can see it here. If you're camping here, your $5 lasts for the entire reservation.
Right.
So we were here for 2 weeks. We paid $5 for our car. That's it. And what they told me was that the I think you can see us. The camp fee, the $5 fee, will get you into any Georgia State Park while it's valid. So during our 2 weeks, we could go to
Tallulah Gorge. that'd be one.
Emma-Colola, whatever nearby places are. So that's pretty good.
We're not going there, but
No, but if you were here to do that and to visit the different areas,
but
There you go.
yes, that's a really good perk, actually.
yeah. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this tour. I know it was about 20 minutes long, but I think we gave you some good information.
I think so.
So thumbs up if you like it. Thumb down if you love tent camping with Bigfoot and he sleeps in a sleeping bag with you. But that's the only reason why you should give it a thumbs down. Thanks. Bye.
You're so funny.